Welcome back to the Trading Desk. Our last segment today is Fantasy Finance, where we get to share our investment ideas with you. Matt, what do you have this month?
Well, we were talking about how bad things are here in Central Oregon, and I'm going to flip the switch and go with the local regional bank here. The banks have been getting hammered. I think the chart to me looks like it's ready for a hockey stick bounce.
Meaning a move higher.
A move higher. CACB.
Thank you, guys. I think it's not just for a trade. I think it's pretty darn cheap, too.
You can buy it here at $9.50. I would be out of it if it falls below $7, and I'm probably going to be selling 11 or 12.
There's not enough stop loss. How novel.
There's not enough panic in real estate, but we are seeing panic in the bank stocks.
We're seeing panic in the banks.
Citigroup. I think, in terms of another bank, I think there's a lot of panic in Citigroup, and it's cheap. I think it's trading at about 4 times its.
And again, I'm a renter as far as this trade. This is not a long-term trade.
Yeah.
It's very quick.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to stick with my pick from last month, which is the SDS, the ETFs that are betting on the S&P 500 going down, up about 4.5% since the last time we talked about that. I think there's still more in that trade. So
trend is your friend.
Trend is your friend. And after today's closing low for the year,
Turtle.
Friend is certainly still our friend.
Turtles.
Want to talk about a viewer email. Jesse.
Right. Eric wrote in to ask about last Fantasy Finance. Matt talked about shorting Toyota, and I mentioned as a pairs trade buying Ford along with that to hedge your risk. And by being short one stock and long another stock in the same industry, you kind of have, if that industry goes up and down, it doesn't really matter to you, because if you lose money on the short when it goes up, hopefully Ford will go up and make you money, and it kind of works as a hedge that way.
Yeah, it's always a good way. And again, you're talking about two companies that are definitely solvent. Ford's been hammered over the last few years, whereas Toyota's been taking the market share and becoming, going from basically 4 to 3. Now they're the number 2 auto manufacturer.
I think Ford's pretty darn cheap too. I mean, it looks on a long-term basis.
But shorting means I'm betting that Toyota stock, when I sold it in the 110s, is probably going to fall from here, just due to, again, all the recessionary pressures that are going to be put on credits.
And I think we want to point out that in a pairs trade scenario, you're limiting your upside, but at the same time, you're limiting your downside.
This is the type of trade you don't, a mutual fund is not going to use. A broker's not going to recommend.
Typically not going to.
It's usually typically not something an individual investor should use either. But if you are sophisticated enough to be shorting things, you can think about using a pairs trade to hedge your risk on the short side.
Yeah, I don't know. I would kind of disagree in terms of the sophistication level on a short. A short's no different than a long. You're just betting on the direction going a different way.
It is, but there's a lot of risk involved, and you have to prepare yourself for that type of thing. It's not for a novice.
But nothing's going to the moon, except for oil.
That's true.
Oil it might get close to the moon.
Oil's going to the moon.
Well, speaking of which, that gets back to another Fantasy Finance pick that I wanted to talk about was real estate. I'm bearish on real estate in general, but I think there are opportunities, select opportunities. I'm not calling the bottom. I don't think we're near the bottom, but I think I said a couple of months ago there are opportunities, and there are.
Right.
There was a guy at the Talk of the Town talking about short sales, and if you can find a short sale, that's a.
If you can buy something below the market and where everybody else is not looking, that's the time to buy.
That's just like any investment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's all the time we have. Thanks for watching The Trading Desk. If you have any questions for us, you can write into questions@thetradingdesk.net. And remember, you can watch us on demand, COTV On Demand, where we watch shows, watch things over again that you didn't quite catch the first time. So thanks for watching, and until next time, stay classy, Central Oregon.